Here's your wrestling news for May 9th, 2021. And your headlines for today include why WWE's key backstage players miss Throwback Smackdown. WWE cuts a hilarious segment from Throwback Smackdown right after filming it. Real reason behind Aleister Black's absence from last night's WWE SmackDown is revealed. Next guest revealed for Steve Austin's Broken Skull Sessions. John Cena teases WWE return with a cryptic post. Paul Heyman went off script on SmackDown. AEW is going hard at content creators. My kids cried. WWE legend reveals real reactions after being attacked by the Fiend, and more. We're starting today with last Friday's Throwback Smackdown, which ran smoothly despite some noticeable absences backstage. Ringside News reports that Executive Director Bruce Pritchard was on vacation during SmackDown and that Ed Koskey, his second-in-command, was, quote, handling something else. Their source also said that two other crucial writers were not on hand, causing the SmackDown team to bring Dave Kapoor up from NXT to help produce. Despite these absences, SmackDown ran smoothly with some major story progression made on the road to WrestleMania Backlash, and given how much fans enjoyed this week's presentation, we'll have to see how different things are next week when Pritchard returns. Despite these absences, Friday's show had a lot of throwbacks to WWE history, but one segment was cut for obvious reasons. It turns out WWE filmed an intro with Pat McAfee parodying a young Vince McMahon, which included the chairman's throwback hair and iconic strut. Arriving in a fancy car and sanitizing his hands immediately after shaking hands, McAfee did a pretty accurate impression of the chairman, welcoming the fans to Throwback Smackdown. On Twitter, McAfee said the segment was cut immediately after it was filmed, saying he shaved his face for the first time in his life to imitate the WWE CEO. McAfee also joked that he was ready to have no voice for weeks thanks to imitating the chairman's signature voice, and it wouldn't be surprising if McMahon himself was the reason behind the segment being cut. WWE has their own reasons for putting everything on TV, and they have the reasons for cutting things. And whilst McAfee's Vince jacket did make it on air, his impression of the chairman was too hot for TV. McAfee wasn't the only one who lost out on Friday, as Aleister Black was conspicuous by his absence. After months away, Black recently returned in backstage vignettes, acting as some sort of storyteller, but he wasn't around on last Friday's show, and now we know why. PW Insider reports that WWE initially expected the latest video featuring Black to air this week, but it was pulled last minute as some early SmackDown segments ran long. Hopefully, this update will allow Black's fans to rest their minds over his notable absence last night. Plans to push his return haven't been cancelled, WWE simply ran out of time. That's live television for you folks. On his Broken Skull Sessions, Steve Austin has hosted some of wrestling's biggest names, and now we know who's next. According to PW Insider, WWE recently filmed an episode with The Godfather Charles Wright, though it's unclear when it'll air. Portraying The Godfather, Papa Shango, and Kama Mustafa in his WWE career, Wright definitely has some stories from his lengthy tenure, and fans will get to hear all about it soon enough. One man who will probably be interviewed by Austin one day is John Cena, who was the name and face of WWE for a decade before he transitioned into a part-time role. Whilst fans have seen less of Cena in the ring, the 16-time WWE World Champion is active on social media, and on his Instagram, Cena is known for sharing random photos without any explanation. This week, Cena's latest post got fans talking as he shared an image of WWE's logo without a caption, supposedly teasing a return. This could all be Cena messing with fans, but the fact that the official WWE on Fox Twitter account addressed this post makes it all the more interesting. Recently, NXT champion Karrion Kross said he's ready to be the man who ends John Cena's career in the ring, saying Cena is the reason he and many current generation superstars are wrestling today. Whether that match happens or not remains to be seen, but Cena's latest post certainly hints that some kind of return is in the works. Back to SmackDown, and recently, Mia Yim was quietly moved to the Blue brand, but she hasn't appeared yet, either as herself nor as Reckoning. We reported earlier this week that Yim's name is coming up in creative, and according to Ringside News, the former Retribution member was ready to make her SmackDown debut. Yim was supposed to appear on this week's show, but the source noted it got pushed to another week, although it's unclear when that'll be. Since Retribution split on the Fastlane kickoff show, Yim has been completely missing from TV, but she got very close to being back on screen last Friday. Since his release from WWE, Sin Cara has been vocal about his tenure, which had plenty of ups and downs. When the masked wrestler spoke to Fightful, he said how WWE only brought up Catalina in 2019 for a short run, with no plans for them to be a permanent team, and was only done to put Andrade and Zelina Vega over. Sin Cara also said that Paul Heyman leveled with him, telling him, "The Sin Cara character is dead," and given that he was released from WWE that December, Heyman's comments were spot on. Since leaving WWE, Sin Cara has made some huge accusations against the company, including claiming Triple H deliberately buried him because the first Sin Cara didn't work out, and the former NXT Tag Team Champion looks to prove everyone wrong now that he's out of WWE. Though the Sin Cara character is dead, Paul Heyman is doing great on SmackDown, and this week took part in a 10-bell salute, which is usually reserved for the tragic passing of a wrestler. On SmackDown, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and Jey Uso had a 10-bell salute for the death of Daniel Bryan's WWE career, in a heel moment made even more evil when you realize how WWE always uses the 10-bell salute in a respectful manner. When Ringside News asked about this, they were told that the bit got everyone talking backstage, and the general consensus was positive, though it would have been better with live fans. It was also confirmed that Heyman's 10-bell salute to the career of Bryan wasn't part of the script for SmackDown, but it seems Heyman won't be punished given the positive response backstage. Traditionally, going off script never goes down well in WWE, but with Heyman's status in the company and the response it received, perhaps this could open the door for more performers to flex their creative muscles. AEW news next, and despite claiming to be a company by the fans for the fans, the All Elite promotion is continuing its war with small-time content creators. Recently, the popular Botchamania YouTube channel was taken down by AEW, who rescinded their copyright claim when fans got upset, but not every account has a large fan base to protect them. Ringside News has been contacted by several content creators targeted by AEW, with one account making fan-made entrance videos to show how wrestling music has changed over the years. Though the account has just 6 videos to do with AEW, it now has 2 copyright strikes by the company, and a third will mean the channel's deletion without a second chance. The creator noted, "To be clear, even WWE has never issued takedowns on my videos. They simply block what they don't want, which I accept and remove immediately out of mutual respect. Most of the videos flagged by AEW come under fair use, but YouTube's system is to take down a video as soon as a flag is raised and ask questions later." Several content creators have claimed that AEW is unfairly using this system to attack content creators, and whilst the bigger channels are safe, mostly for AEW PR reasons, not everyone is so lucky against the alleged fan-oriented company. Page news now, as the former SmackDown general manager has 2.6 million followers on Twitter despite being pretty irregular with her posts. This week, Paige explained why she doesn't post on Twitter often, saying she sometimes thinks she needs to post on social media more before checking the kind of discourse you see on social media. It's no secret that Paige was, and continues to be, ridiculed on social media over events that happened years ago, so it's no wonder why she keeps off sites like Twitter, and the former NXT Women's Champion is much happier sticking to her Twitch streams. And we're ending today with news from Kurt Angle, who's had a roller coaster career in WWE. During the August 5th, 2019 Raw, Angle was attacked by the recently debuted Fiend, becoming one of the character's first casualties, en route to defeating Finn Balor at that year's SummerSlam. Speaking on his podcast, The Kurt Angle Show, the Olympic gold medalist revealed how that attack went down at his home, saying, "When I got attacked by the Fiend, my kids cried. They were watching on TV that night. My wife called me and said, 'What the hell is going on? You know, why did they have the Fiend attack you? You're not wrestling anymore.' I told her I'm doing a job. I have to do it because I'm told to." That night, Angle was meant to be the guest referee for a match between Drew McIntyre and Cedric Alexander, but the Fiend put a stop to that, much to the horror of the Angle family. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.